It's time to read Onyx Storm together, and I am so scared. Welcome to my Onyx Storm vlog. This will be a spoiler-filled vlog. If you have not read this book yet, I need you to do one thing for me. Click off this video, go read it, and then return when you're done. This video is going to be a vomit of words. I am literally going to tell the camera every single thought I have while reading this book. It's a little bit crazy, it's a little bit wild, you're gonna see my emotions go on a roller coaster, and it's so much fun. I did this for Iron Flame and I had so much fun doing it, so I'm doing it again. So I hope that you enjoy your time with me. Once you finish this book, you can come and watch this video, because yeah, you don't want to miss out. It's so fun to like re-experience the book. Even when I was like editing this last time, I just remember like re-experiencing all the highs and lows with myself, and I think it's so fun that all of you guys can do that as well. Welcome to the Onyx Storm spoiler-filled vlog, and if you have not read this yet, please click off now. I have to say one thing before I start this. I need Riddick to live. He is my character. Like, I am rooting for him to live. Anyone else can die. Maybe not Violet or Xaden, but Riddick has to live. He has to. He has to, he has to, he has to, he has to. But I just know that because I love him, he's gonna die. Well, I'm scared. I'm procrastinating starting. I've been procrastinating starting all day long. I am gonna annotate once my second copy gets here, but I just want to wait until that gets here, but I'm going to read on my Kindle for a while and I'd hit on that. Also, this is my favorite edition out of all the editions so far. I really like the edge on the cover on this one. Okay. Let's go start, besties. The dedication is already so cute. That's a lot of trigger warnings. Why is he blocking her out? I mean, we know why, but it's too early in the book for this already, but where we ended last time, it had to happen. She knows. Okay, I was so worried that she wouldn't know. I thought that like Xaden was for sure gonna be like keeping this from her, and I thought that was gonna be the whole book. So I'm very excited that we're only in the prologue and she knows. I'm only on chapter 2 and my heart already— chapter 1. I'm only on chapter 1. I read the prologue and I'm on chapter 1 and I already feel like my heart's breaking. The little epilogue, whatever that's called, the thing at the top of a chapter that says, I will not die today, and then it's crossed out because that was Violet's like thingy. And now it says, I will save him, and we're gonna see that the entire book? Fuck my art. I can't take it. Fuck me. You're gonna hear that a lot in this vlog. I already know it. I have a feeling this is going to be a long vlog. You should probably get your coffee because I'm only on page 21, and I have so many thoughts. Terran's type of loyalty is my favorite loyalty. The fact that he says, but do not mistake my unflinching support of you, my mate, and Andarna for any form of faith in him. Like, I believe in you. I trust you. I don't agree with your actions, but that's okay because I love you and I'm gonna trust you. Like, that, to me, peak loyalty, peak friendship. Someone who's willing to respect you and your decisions and still say like they don't agree with you is something incredible. And I feel like the way that he's like, this isn't the thing to do, this isn't how you should be handling this, but still respecting her, incredible. But also I love that this is balanced by like Andarna, who's so just like, I'm with you no matter what and I just will side with you. And like, I like the balance that I think Andarna and Terran are gonna give in this story of like her being, we can save Xaden, and Terran being the grumpy old man saying, y'all are delusional. But yes, I will try with you. And I think that that's going to be a really good balance. We haven't seen Xaden yet, and I'm very, very scared for that moment. The fact that they can't talk in their heads anymore is like tearing me apart. Like, that, I need them to be able to talk in their head still. I need this. I'm also very happy we've seen a lot of the dragons. I feel like last book, I was really missing the dragons and their personality, and I feel like within these first 21 pages, I've seen so much dragon personality, and that's like the best part of the story. So very, very happy with that. Oh, this is close to my face. In theory, I love Violet's blind love of Xaden and how she's just like, you guys can go fuck yourself, I'm gonna sleep with him, he's not gonna hurt me, he never will. Also though, girl, this is dumb. This is dumb. Like, what if you could just sleep in another room? That doesn't mean you're giving up on him. You could just sleep in another room just in case. Maybe this would save the whole world, you know, since you're a power source. Rip. Rest in peace to all of them. Wait, the thingy at the start of chapter 2 that talks about how the 6 most powerful signets, the like rarest ones, walked the continent once simultaneously. And as fascinating that spectacle must have been, I would rather not live to see it happen again. Since we know that these are like past things a lot of the time, I think that the 6 most powerful signets are about to manifest. We're gonna see all 6. So what key players are gonna have all 6? Wait. Oh god. Okay. Gotta keep reading. Also, I got a burrito for lunch. The way we see Xaden for the first time. Oh, they make him sound so badass too. And I was like, that's the boy I love. That's my man. That's him. I really loved that scene. Honestly, with like the shadows and the darkness. Oh my god, I can't wait for more of this. Sigel not talking to him either? Fuck me. This is not looking good for Xaden. His dragon won't even talk to him. Oh my god. Getting a thing from her mom is heartbreaking. Like, just seeing the little epigraphs, that's what they're called, right? Well, that's what I'm gonna call them the entire vlog. That's from her mom is so heartbreaking. Like, do we not remember what happened to her? Do we have to remind me that she exists? Because I'm still sad about it. I'm only on chapter 3 and I'm so freaking stressy. Like, my heart cannot take this book. It can't. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of annoyed at Violet right now. I'm in chapter 3, page 50, according to the ebook. She failed miserably at those negotiations. Like, she holds the power. She holds 2 of the most powerful dragons. She holds the dragon that they literally need. Girl, put your foot down and say, we are not going. I will leave. I will leave these wards. I will let you go, rot, and die if you don't listen to me. Not only that, is we already know that Xaden is one of the most powerful riders. Like, girl, you hold power. Learn to negotiate better. Sorry, my temper is getting to me. Listen, I'm just sitting here reading all day and I'm trying to give you guys a bunch of different angles of my one spot. I probably will move to the couch eventually, but it's really hard. We're at the point where she's flopped that meeting that I just talked about, and then I got to the next little section where she's talking about how Grady is the worst possible choice. And earlier, we got a thing from her message about how her first 2 love interests were not the best. When talking about Violet, like, we got that little epilogue. I don't know what they're called. I need to stop calling them things. But what if Grady is her ex? We had jealous Violet last book. I think we could get jealous Xaden. I think we do need something since, like, there's still a couple more books. I think that's it. That's what I'm predicting. I think Grady's her ex. I'm scared. I'm big scared. I do like that it feels like Violet hasn't lost her, like, scribeness in this one. I'm on page 71 of the ebook, chapter 5, and we're about to get to a fight between a rider and a flyer. But I like that we're seeing her a couple times in this chapter pull out facts. Like, they talked about how long it took for the original treaty, and she's like, oh, it took 13 days. There's about to be this fight, and then she's like, section 5, wing leader, we need a wing leader, and then she calls over Dane. And I like that we're still seeing that she's book smart. I like that we're seeing that she was always well researched. She always knew her stuff. Like, it feels very Violet to the core. Even though she's changed so much, she's grown so much, and she's become a fighter, we're still seeing Violet as a core person, and I think that is done really well in this. I also just can't get over how polished this writing feels. I still loved Fourth Wing. I gave it 5 stars. I also still really enjoyed Iron Flame. I gave it 4 stars, but this feels so polished. Like, truly, it feels like when a fantasy author finds their footing in fantasy. It has me very excited. When she throws the thing at the girl's hand and says, rebel is so outdated. We prefer the term revolutionary. Go, Violet, go! Go, Violet, go! Go, Violet, go! Incredible. Incredible. I got my Amazon pre-order in, and it was the sprayed edge, so I didn't really need to go out today. But this means I can annotate, so I have started annotating. I picked out my little colors. I think that they're gonna be super cute, and I truly just love annotating sometimes because it makes me, like, really take in a story. And with a story like this that I was already reading so slowly because I wanted to grasp every single detail, that's when I like to annotate. I haven't been annotating as much lately just because it truly slows me down quite a bit, but I needed to do it with this one, so I've been loving doing that. But I am on 64 of the actual book, which means the ebook definitely is inflated in pages. I prefer when they match up and they just, like, make them match up magically, but they're about to do treason and change out the wards without approval, and I love when Amira and Brennan both show up. I know that in the last spoiler-filled reaction vlog, if you watched it, I was talking about how I just, like, wanted one of the siblings to be bad so that it would be so emotionally devastating on all of us, because, like, obviously, like, we're rooting for them. And I take that back because I love when they work together, and I'm rooting for the 3 of them so fucking much that it'll actually be emotionally devastating to me. Like, it will kill me if something happens to one of them more than Xaden, more than any of them, except for maybe Riddick. I love Riddick so fucking much. He's got so many good lines in this so far. But yeah, I take back everything I said about wanting one of them to die or to be bad because I don't need that level of devastation in my life anymore. Who I was back then, a year ago, versus who I am now, we're different people, and I don't need that. Truly, this was not on my bingo board. Did not think I'd be saying this, but poor Dane, when his dad says I have no son, literally poor Dane. I feel so sad for him. That's awful. My furnace keeps turning on literally every single time I want to update the vlog. But we just got to the scene where Dane's dad is being a dickhead and is like, you're gonna pay for this, I promise you. And we see Violet finally like stand up for him and go, one of my dragons is among the most powerful on the continent and the other is the rarest. I didn't realize it last year or even a few months ago, but I do now. You can't afford to kill me. You can't afford to lose either of my dragons, let alone my signet, and you sure as Malik cannot afford to lose Lieutenant Riorsons, or should I call him the Duke of Tyrandor. Do your worst, but we both know I'm now beyond your reach, General. And I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted for her in the meeting, to like stick up, because she holds all the cards. She has so much freaking power. So I really, really loved this scene. But I don't think that we're gonna see the end of Dane's dad. He's just a true fuck Dane's dad. Violet, that's just fucking cruel. That is just fucking cruel, reminding us that Liam didn't come home. It broke all of our hearts. Why are you doing this to me? I try to block that out of my memory, and you just, on page 80, just so offhandedly remind me, as you go into more danger, that more of you could die in. Ugh. Also, I need to say that because she reminded us, I'm assuming someone's about to fucking die, and I'm about to have heart failure. As long as it's not Riddick, I think I should be good. Everyone else on the mission with them, I could be okay with losing. I think. Don't at me when I'm crying the next time. Page 93, we're seeing, right after the Wyvern word lady talk to her, and we're talking to Garrick about his second signet and how he traveled distances and he's, a walker, and how rare that is, I think, is what we're getting at. The last time someone wielded, no one's done it in centuries. And this is what I said, I predicted it earlier, we're gonna see all 6. I also think this means that Garrick will survive. Sorry if you can hear the cat toy. I think this puts Garrick on my, like, safe list for at least this book, because I think we're gonna have to see all 6 signets come to be, all the rare ones. I'm assuming Violet's gonna have 2 rare ones, but that's exciting that they're all coming to be at once. Like, I'm very excited about that. We learned so much in that scene. I'm like, do I go reread that? Because I feel like we got so much freaking information within that. The Irid is what Andarna's called. I don't know if I love that name, can't lie. I'm definitely intrigued about all of that. We learned so much information. I feel like I need to reread that, but I'm just gonna keep chugging along. I was literally just about to complain about the lack of Xaden, Violet scenes we're getting, and cute moments. Obviously it makes sense, but like, I'm still sad about it. And then we got the cute moment where he like pushes everyone out of the infirmary just to kiss her, and she thinks she's gonna get in trouble, but he's just like, is so happy she's home, he just kisses her. A perfect man. My camera's crooked, but like the next page is, you might be angry when you realize I didn't wake you to say goodbye, but it's only because I no longer fully trust my ability to walk away. Correspondence between His Grace Lieutenant Xaden Riosen, 16th Duke of Tyrandor, to Cadet Violet Sorengale. What? What the fuck does that mean? That's not good for us. That's not good for us. Fuck. I'm only on page 99. Why am I saying fuck so much? You're supposed to ease us in to the trauma. Ugh. If I'd been beyond the wards, I would have drained the very earth to its core to keep you safe. No wonder real men can't keep up. Like, no wonder. Like, you better be saying this to me while we're almost doing it, even though there's no danger, and I'm just a girl who reads. But also, I should give it to Violet, too, because the whole, I can't even bring myself to touch you, you just did, and that's good enough for you. 1 kiss, no hands, fully clothed, that's what you want from me from now on? And she goes, I want whatever you're able to give. Violet is a good person. Violet is the perfect girlfriend also. Like, them together, they're a power couple for a reason. The way they communicate is actually really raw and real, in my opinion, and I love it. I love it so much. So I have to give her props, too. Like, maybe us women can't keep up either. Just better than the men do. I know that we have all loved talking about how Iron Flame let us down. And like, I agree. I still give it 4 stars, but it is nothing compared to what this is. I am just highlighting entire pages. I don't think I can turn my camera off because I keep updating you with thoughts. But this, where she says, am I talking to the man I love or the Duke of Tyrandor? Either way, this could be really embarrassing. Both. I don't want to be different people to you. Anyone else, fine. Just not you. You're stuck with all of me, and all of me is quite capable of keeping your confidence. I'll use Tyrandor to protect you, not you to protect Tyrandor. We don't deserve Xaden, and we don't deserve what this book is about to do to us. Or do we? I don't know. But I just feel like like Rebecca Yarrow's true writing skills are shining in this one. Like, this is Fourth Wing, but elevated. I'm gonna move to another spot soon, I promise, so that they don't all look the same. I'm probably just gonna move to this couch down here. But I love that her friends are so loyal. I love the loyalty that these two bring. I feel like they truly have gotten a strong following because of who they are and how they treat people. And I love that her friends just keep showing up when she's doing things because they're worried for her. Sorry, Miley just decided that this had to die. This paper towel roll. It's not a cat toy. No! Stop! As promised, I moved less than a meter and I'm now sitting on the couch. I have a thing to talk about, but it's happened earlier in the book when we see the lady back with the wyverns, back when we learned about Garrick being a distance jumper person. Her hair is silver, and I think that this confirms what we've all been thinking in theory, that Violet somehow has a bit of their magic in her. Like, she's been created somehow with that magic, with like her sickness and stuff and that. So that is interesting to me. That's really all I've gotten so far. Just fuck Dane's father is just my new mantra for this book. Book 1, fuck Dane. Book 2, kind of fuck Dane. Book 3, fuck Dane's father. Not literally, of course. We don't want to do that. Big no from me. I can't bother myself to turn my ring light on for this 5-second clip, but Jealous Xaden is my favorite, and I'm still predicting, okay, obviously this one guy, this Grady guy is not her ex, but I am predicting that someone has, my camera is shaking, so sorry, I'm predicting that someone has to be her ex during this, or else it makes no sense for us to get that. I was kind of thinking the first son of the king, potentially, but I love when he goes, don't worry, and Dane do not belong in the same sentence, because he's still jealous, and I love a little jealous Xaden. Also, this whole scene, like chapter 14, where they're like kind of talking dirty in their heads during this meeting, and I'm into it quite a bit. I'm in the chapter a little bit later. They're at the bar and they're talking about how Marin's brothers have been sent to live with a new family. I do kind of wish that we saw a little bit more of Marin. As much as I love the side characters in this story, I do feel like at times they lack a little depth. People are gonna come at me. So I would like to see a little bit more. Like, I feel like since the loss of our beloved Liam, I've really struggled to like want a side character to be that space and to fit that role for Violet, and for us to like really care about a character that much. Obviously it's dangerous in a story like this. It also could be because of Liam that I've just like distanced myself a little bit, but I want to feel so attached to characters. I know if I reread Fourth Wing, I'm still bawling. Like, I know every single time Liam is gonna break my heart, and I want that again. I feel like I feel that way about Mira, and maybe even Brennan. Actually, I want to say the character that has the most depth is probably Dane. Don't come at me, but we've seen him grow so much throughout this story. We've seen his story and his family and what that means for him, and like him really adapt and change. I feel like I know his character the best out of all the side characters, but I would like some of her friends to really just like feel a little bit more well-rounded. For better or worse, my fate rests in the hands of Dane Atos. Please be on our side, but I think he is. I think he is. Please don't prove me wrong. Please, please, please. I know you guys doubted Dane. I know it. Don't lie to me. But he did it. He got the book. He did it. He got the research. Listen, I am a Dane redemption arc stan. I want it. I want to see him fall in love with someone. I truly want it. I think we're definitely about to see her first love. I think it's happening. It's 6 letters long, and I definitely think that it is the other royal guy. I knew it. I knew it was him, because they're telling him to hide, and he says sandy brown hair falls recklessly over his left eyes. He starts down the steps, and I know it's illogical, but I swear I can just see how green those eyes are from here. That's her first love. That's her first love. Oh god, I'm so ready for Xaden to be uncontrollably manly jealous. Oh yes. Okay, so I did actually just take a break. I ate dinner and then watched some TV with my family, and it's interesting because with both Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, I found them like unputdownable. Like, it was really hard for me to even go to sleep, take a break, and I definitely felt like I needed the brain break with this one. I'm not sure if it's because I haven't really been reading epic fantasy as much, so my brain just feels so fucking tired. Because like, I know that everyone likes to make fun of Fourth Wing, but this book has plot, this book has serious world building. Like, it's complex. The complexities, the way that Rebecca Yarros has everything plot threaded, like, it's insane. Like, we all know. I mean, if you're watching the spoiler vlog, you obviously like this because you've read them all. So we all know the way that she has plotted very important things, like Dane's memory touching, like Xaden's reading of the emotions, and things like that, and that have been so well plotted throughout it that you can find the Easter eggs back in book 1. It's still happening in this. So I feel like this book in particular, like, is really training me mentally, and it's taking me a lot longer to get through. I'm definitely like reading this so slow. I mean, I started reading at 11 o'clock Mountain Time. It's 8:30 and I'm only 150 pages in. That's insane. I mean, yes, I was doing a reading sprint, so there was like 45 minutes of reading and then 10 minutes of talking, and it definitely takes me a little bit longer to get back into reading during a reading sprint. Like, I can't just like click it on, but it's still pretty insane how slow I'm taking this, and I just feel like because there's so much to take in, my brain is definitely hurting a little bit. Also, annotating slows me down, but I do kind of miss the unputdownable feeling. I'm still feeling like a 5-star vibe, but like currently I'm just like overwhelmed by the amount of information we're getting. I kind of want a little bit of the slower pace of Iron Flame to come back in. I think that these two books needed to like blend together almost, because like Iron Flame had such a slump that like nothing felt like it happened, but in this I feel like so much is happening that I'm like overwhelmed. I need like a slow pace. I need more slower moments, but I feel like she's just trying to pack everything in, which like I'm also loving, and I think that it's going to be a 5-star still, but it's definitely like slowing me down quite a bit. So I think I'm gonna shower. I just like feel like I need it. Sometimes I'm a showerer, like my brain is so like busy currently, and then I'm going to switch over to my Kindle and I'm just gonna read in bed. I don't know if I'm gonna be updating you guys in bed, just probably depends how much I read. If you get like probably a phone update in bed, because I'm gonna look like trash and just be reading, or if anything exciting happening. Right now, where I ended it, we did just see Xaden be jealous as fuck, and I loved it. Like, jealous Xaden was like my everything. And then we're at like the letters currently. I'm gonna finish this chapter before I read, but yeah, Xaden slamming this across the wall, and then when he says to her, and when he says to the prince, like the prince of the realm, I mean, I guess Xaden's also kind of high up there, and he goes, she really honestly hasn't thought about you, at least not since the second she set eyes on me. I was like, I love this man. I love this man so much. But there's also beautiful lines. Remember what I taught you about history. It's a simple collection of stories, each influenced by those that happened before and steering the ones to come. About like history is written by the victors, which is like a main plot in this story and can be rewritten and is rewritten a lot of the time. So I'm definitely still loving this. I just finished a good cry because she just keeps bringing up Liam, and it's breaking my heart. Like, every time I hear his name. That was devastating in book 1. Why does she have to keep reminding me about it? Good morning. Okay, last night I stopped. Well, you got the one clip of me crying. I just like can't think about Liam at all. And this book has brought him up so many fucking times. But I stopped updating you around page 156. So chapter 18. I got pretty far last night in bed. I was a reading machine. I'm on chapter 28, so I read about 10 chapters. I definitely need to go through and do some annotation this morning of what I read, because I was annotating just like on Kindle / on my phone. I tend to read on my phone a lot, even though I do own a Kindle. It's really bad for my eyes. Okay, so moments that absolutely stuck out to me is anytime Xaden is jealous. I love jealous Xaden, and it makes me absolutely feral. However, I do kind of wish we had gotten a different love interest. Heldon is not what I wanted in this book, because he's such a dick, and there's like obviously no chance of him and Violet. I kind of wish that we had seen a love interest that she was still friends with, because yes, technically she's still friends with Dane, but like not really. Like, we don't get to see her and Dane exist at all, although we have gotten some good Dane moments in this that I am liking. Yes, I am team Dane redemption arc. So sorry. But like, I would have really liked to see her with a friend. Like, let's say she dated another scribe or something at some point, but she obviously has a type. Assholes. But Xaden's a nice asshole. Heldon's a bad asshole. But like, someone that she could have like good moments with and like a friendship with. I really, really am missing that. And so I feel like that would have been good. And then on top of that, Xaden would have been jealous because she wants to spend time with him. And I would have loved that, because I love Xaden jealous. It makes me absolutely feral. But I also love when Xaden and Dane interact. We got a scene on the horses where Xaden just asks nonchalantly about Dane and Violet's past, and they're all like, wait, what's going on? Are you okay? Because you just pretend that we did not grow up together all the time. And I really would like to see more of that. I think for me, Xaden needs to care more about some of those things in Violet's life. Like, I would really like to hear a little bit more about that. I think that's what I wanted from the ex coming in. I wanted to hear more about her past and her life before becoming becoming a rider and what that was like, and more moments like that. Like, I would have liked to have someone come in maybe and even bring like Dane and Violet closer, because they were like all friends as a child and they're like laughing and snarking around. Instead we got Heldon, who gives me the absolute ick. I think that's really at the end of the day what I'm truly missing from this story personally right now is friendship. I feel like it's very, very action-packed and plot-heavy, but like all of the side characters became one-liners. Like every single one. Even like Mira, she's just like grumpy, overprotective, you know? Like the dragons even are just like one line after one line, and I really want more scenes with other characters and side characters, like a full blown out chapter without Xaden around. That would be good for me. Or Xaden can be around and it's still just about the friendship. I feel like we're so plot heavy, which I get because it's war, but also I don't feel like those moments don't exist. There are reasons that soldiers come home with amazing family bonds. Like, yes, they go through some trauma, but they also sit around a campfire and share their darkest, deepest secrets, especially because they think that they are gonna die. So they open up so much just in case. And I feel like I'm missing moments like that within this story. I also think it's missing Xaden's POV. I truly wish that we had Xaden's POV. Listen, I thought this was gonna be a 5-star, and currently I'm sitting at more like a 4. I just am a little bit hesitant because I think that this isn't what I necessarily wanted. It's so fast-paced, but it feels so slow. I kind of miss the distraught. I wanted to be literally devastated over Xaden becoming Venom, and I think currently I'm not, because we've seen so little of it. I'm assuming by the end of this book we are going to see it and it's gonna fucking hurt and it's gonna be brutal, but I feel like I wish I saw the panic more. And because Violet is so steadfast and I'm gonna save him, and ever since like the first couple of chapters we have not gotten other people look like it's probably impossible, and I feel like I'm missing that. Like I want to feel the panic that maybe Xaden can be unsaved, or like maybe he's turning darker faster, and we get like small moments of him using the magic, like when he used it in the other lands to kill all the soldiers that attack him when they go to make that deal. But it's not enough for me in my opinion. But also let's talk about that deal scene, because that is, I was not loving going off to this land, because I was like, ugh. First off, I thought that Xaden was actually going to become full Venom when there. I just had a feeling in my gut that like he was going to step into having no magic and the Venom part of him was going to take over, and I was like, oh my god, that's going to be brutal, but like perfect for this book. And then that didn't happen. He's actually safe. And I was like, oh, I guess we get some smut scenes, which like I loved. I was missing Xaden and Violet moments, but like I was ready to be distraught. Okay, but then then that was like kind of slow for me in my opinion. Although I did like a lot of scenes that happened in that, so maybe not, because we did get like that horse riding scene, which is probably one of my favorites of the book. And then when the freaking panthers come out to eat and it's the guard's head, I was shooketh, like absolutely disturbing. Could you imagine watching that? Oh, rent free in my head forever. But I want things like that. Fourth Thing was so fun but so brutal all at once, and this is just hitting the brutal for me but not the fun element. And like, yes, it's war, so maybe it shouldn't be fun, but I loved that we got those moments because I think that they're so true to a lot of people. Like, Riddick is the comedic relief, and I love Riddick, and he must be saved, and I'm really scared he's not going to be saved because he's taking Liam's place. But his comedic element is not enough for me. I wanted more overall. Like, I don't know, it's not hitting the way I wanted it to hit, and that's really sad. I'm still loving it. I'm still thinking 4 stars, but I definitely have been putting it down a little bit more. Also feel like it's just like very repetitive in its nature, about the small things, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to complain because I am really loving this book still, and it's so easy to get sucked into. But I've been talking, holy shit, that says 8 minutes. It will not be 8 minutes edited down. I need to go let my sister's dog out and probably stop and get some coffee today, and then I will come back and read some more for a bit. My camera was so far away from where I was reading, and I wish you guys could have seen the giddy little march I did over here. But I just got to a point where Sloane and her like band of first years come in and they're like, we want to help. And also I think Violet should let them help, because when Violet was first years they were doing all these things and she would have been so mad if no one let her help. But I understand why they don't want her to help, you know? Blah, blah, blah. But then Dane comes and says, get a seat, and Sloane is like blushing, looking at him. Are Sloane and Dane gonna be a thing? I would kind of like that. There's something, I don't know. I love Sloane just because she's like Liam's sister. Sloane and Dane sitting in a tree. I would love that. I would love that. The line about taking Garrick just in case they don't find a cure for Xaden is heartbreaking. Like, obviously I know that they will eventually figure everything out, but it has to go to shit before it gets better, and that's just reminding me that it's probably gonna go to shit by the end of this. I don't know how to feel right now at all, truthfully. It's so cold. The weather changing. My lips are very dry. But oh my god, my camera shakes so much on this thing. Can I hold it? This scene with Auric stepping up to take his brother's place is so good. It's what I've been waiting for. I wanted a scene like that. I really like it. Then at the end when Heldon looks straight at Violet and Violet says, I won't let anything happen to him. And he goes, I'll hold you accountable to that, all of you. Like my heart a little bit because Heldon's been such a fucking ass. And he was just an ass to his brother. But like, we all know family. And like, he still loves him at the end of the day. And I thought that was cute. Like literally at the end of the day, he still wants him to come back home safely. And I love that because families are messy. Families are not always perfect. They're mean, they're cruel sometimes. But if you still feel that way, I do feel like there's still something worth saving. And I feel like Heldon could be a character we could see grow and change. And I would be okay with that. I'm also very excited that we actually get to see more of Auric along the way. Because I truly do like him. I remember loving him in last book. But I feel like he's been kind of in the wayside this book. So I'm hoping that we get more moments with him in the last half. I feel like we have a pretty good team going on this final quest journey thingy. Like there's a lot of characters that I love, which is also terrifying because who's gonna fucking die? Because we have Auric, we have Riddick, we have Garrett, we have Dane. Kat could die. I'm still okay with her dying. Oh god, I'm laying down on the couch. Can't lie. I'm getting really frustrated every time Violet is like, I don't have magic here. Girl, you literally can still talk to your dragons. No one else can do that. I think you have magic. Like, I think that storm that happened while you were fighting was your anger. Just putting it out there. Zayden's mom has just been hiding out this entire time? I was literally just about to go take a break. I was like, I'm gonna go walk around my house, maybe walk on my walking pad, play with the cats for about 20 minutes and then come back. How am I supposed to take a break with that cliffhanger? His mom is just on this aisle. Fuck her. You just abandoned your children? Didn't write to them or anything? I'm angry right now. Inside though. I'm using my inside angry voice. Sigil pacing for Zayden is quite possibly the cutest dragon moment we've gotten in so long. Like, she's so big and tough and strong, and then we just see her pacing in worry for him because he saw his mother. Sometimes I love the dragons so much. Oh, the scene with Sigil after Zayden talks about how he's losing his emotions and how much sometimes he feels the pull of not having to feel things. And Sigil just like snorts hot air at them because she's angry. She doesn't want to lose him. And then Zayden begs her to go eat and she's angry and she's upset. I don't know why that got to me so much. Oh god. I need more scenes like that in this book. Although I don't want to cry a lot, but I felt that. Was I crying 3 pages ago? Yes. Am I now screaming that I fucking love Auric so much? Also, yes. I love when he does this. When he's sitting here and he's like, I prefer keeping my mouth shut until I understand the rules of whatever game is aiming for my throat. Helps me judge the character and acumen, I don't actually know what that is, of my opponent. I love when he just like slays. Like, he's just sitting there and he's always just like Violet, underestimated. And then he just pulls out facts and slays. I'm reading on my phone, but if Riddick fucking dies, if he dies from this knife lodged in his side, I'm not reading the next book. I promise you. Don't trust what I say. But, oh, this is so stressful. Oh, thank the Lord. Oh my god, thank you so fucking much, Rebecca Yarros. I fucking love you. You didn't kill him. It was just his jacket. He's okay. Logic and wisdom dictate that you assist us, you don't become us. Violet pulling out facts right now. Like, this is so true. Like, where do you think that they're going? When the Venom take over, who do you think they're going to next? And they'll just slowly get everyone until no one's gonna help them. Like, if everyone is saying no to the continent, they're gonna keep saying no to everyone else. And you're gonna die. These people are dumb. I showered and have climbed into bed to finish. I probably will finish this because it's only 6 o'clock, but I just like, do you ever just like crave bed? That was me tonight. However, I am at the point where they just went to the 3rd place and they got their gifts of luck of whatever was given to them. I knew something bad was gonna happen, and I kind of feel like it being Traeger was a scapegoat, but also I'm happy that Rebecca Yarros isn't just like killing every single person I love, and she kills a lot of people in these stories. So I'm happier that it was someone I didn't care about that got the arrow. Like, it didn't hurt me at all. It didn't wound me. I was just like, oh, there's the bad thing, because I thought it was gonna be one of the people we love. That's all. I'm heartless, I guess. Okay, it's only like 5 seconds later, but I read the next chapter and I forgot the griffins died too. Oh, I was ready just to see like a griffin lose it. I forgot they died. That was heartbreaking. And then having Xaden just yelling in Violet's head that she had to get it together and she couldn't cry, and like them all, specifically the rebellion kids, because they've been through this so many fucking times, how they just like kept it together. Like Garrick pulling Riddick up, like that to me spoke volumes, because the rebellion kids had to do this time and time again and had to lose people and just play it off. And so the fact that they were so good at it like hurt me in my soul. But yeah, Jaden just yelling in Violet's head that she's in the lead and she had to go say thank you in those words. Oh, my heart did break a little bit at that part. So maybe I spoke too soon about being heartless. Why am I so emotional? Oh god. I'm crying. I look sick in this lighting and my tears. But like Xaden's speech to her, and when he goes, I hate to break it to you, but you were selected by a general among dragons. And just like, I don't know, the speech got to me. I've seen the moments you don't just rise to occasion, you own it. Imagine who you'll become when you finally learn to not just embrace that confidence, but live it. The way he believes in her. Oh, fuck. I have a bad feeling about Riddick and Violet going off together. I have a really, really bad feeling about it. Okay, so like Andarna is actually not my favorite dragon. I can't lie, she kind of annoys me. However, I love how protective Taryn is of her, and the fact that he makes the other Irids call her by her name just has me giggling. Like, I love that about him. Like, he's like, her name is Andarna, do not call her the other Irid. I'm hoping I like her more as she gets through her adolescent phase. I just kind of find her like one-liners like very repetitive, so that's kind of my issue with her. I've cried too many fucking times in this book. Holy fuck. This scene with Riddick. Oh my god, finally we don't just get one-liners from the man. I love him so much and this scene hurts. This is a phone update because I have a kitty cat. She doesn't like to be touched when snuggling. I am so emotional in this book. I keep crying. We just got to the point where Sawyer is back on his dragon. And it's so heartwarming that I'm crying. What's wrong with me? Like, how they're all so proud of him. Listen, there's a cute cat on me, so I can't get my camera. I'm actually kind of saddened by Violet's second signet. This was so predictable. Like, I knew this, and I was hoping I was wrong, because this was such a predictable signet. And I don't think I love it. Okay, there's wyverns really close to Ray Orson's house, and him saying that Bodhi has to stay behind because he's next in line and they just got their home back and they can't risk it. Heartbreaking! Why is everything in this goddamn book so fucking heartbreaking? The other one has joined me now. Had to get the tripod out because we're nearing the shit's gonna get bad zone. Ignore anything you see over there. I do have watermelon Sour Patch Kids that I'm going to probably devour the whole way while I read this. We're at the part where the wyvern are attacking, and one, why are we not listening to Arik? I feel like he's on to something and we should let him explain himself better. I was curious if he has like, because everyone says he hasn't manifested his signet yet. I'm curious if he's just smart enough not to say anything and he has some sort of empathic signet and that maybe he can like read the future somehow or something like that. Like he can see visions. That's like kind of my prediction. I feel like he's very smart and so he doesn't really want to say too much. But Rhiannon just left with Violet. She left her squad like she normally doesn't. She was like, oh, we're gonna work in pairs, and she pairs herself up with Violet, and then they go off to kill a wyvern, and Violet's like, oh, she never leaves the squad. This is so scary. Yes, it's scary. Why would you choose Violet? Violet does not have the best track record of defending people here in this 80% mark. But I do think that if anyone's gonna die, Rhiannon kind of makes sense to me. She hasn't gotten a lot of page time lately, but we are invested in her from previous ones. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like someone has to die. Someone has died in each other book, so someone has to die, I think, in this final percentage. It's probably gonna be heartbreaking. I kind of hope it's Rhiannon because she's the one I don't care about as much. That's probably awful to say, but like some of these characters I'm invested in. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. No. No. I hate this book. I know I complained about her earlier, but she can't be leaving. I changed the sweater because I needed comfort. I know she has to come back, right? She has to come back and like save the day and find out information, bring back her kind something. But it doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel fair. This just hurts so bad. I didn't even like her that much. But it hurts for Violet. Fuck, I'm such a crier. Hi. You'll never weave me like on Darna, will you? Fucking just leave. What a savage. At least I know you'll come back because you can't actually leave. Wait. Did we just learn about Violet's second signet and then it's gone? I feel like she's still gonna have it. Oh, look who came back to see me. Guess what? No, you're mine. I love you. Okay. I think I'm good for now. I'll update you guys in a bit when I'm probably crying again. Okay, I do understand why this professor is giving them crap about how Violet and Xaden cannot follow rules to save themselves. And specifically about Xaden leaving his post for her. But in my mind, okay, we've been proven this time and time together that these two are gonna go save each other if they're in trouble. So maybe, just maybe, put them on the same squad. Especially because everyone's hunting them. If the most big baddies are going to be drawn to them, put them together. Problem solved. It's not like the rest of them are incapable of defending themselves either. So, put those two together, please. Just learn the lesson. This dream, and then Garrick knocking on the door. The sage is Mira. I'm predicting it. Fuck. I thought Mira was gonna die last book, but if she dies this book, I'm going to riot. I like her now. I have not spent all book preparing for her death. I knew it! I can't take this book. I can't take it. I can't fucking take it. How am I gonna sleep tonight? I'm gonna have nightmares. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. That's how I call Miley. She's a little raptor. Look at her. You're fine. I don't even have it in me to cry at this moment in time. That was sudden. Okay, let's keep reading. Brennan is there. I think he can save Mira. I hope. Look, Auric, however you say it, he's onto something, sending Sloane. I literally think Sloane and Dane are a thing. This scene right here, I think that they could be a thing. I kind of think they're cute together when he's like teaching her how to use the power. Dane talking to her, this is actually so fucking cute. I feel like he's talking about more than just regular pain when she says, I'm gonna hurt you, and he says, Gods, don't I know it? I knew she was gonna live. This is why no tears happened. I felt it in my bones. It happened too quickly for it to want to affect us too much. Why does Violet always underestimate Auric? I think it's Auric. Why? Like, she hates being underestimated herself, but she does it to people all the fucking time. It kind of drives me insane. We're getting a Rhiannon chapter? What the fuck is going down right now? I did not see this coming. I thought this woman was gonna die. Are we gonna die in her POV? That would be awful. Honestly, I feel like we're doing better than previous books. I'm feeling okay currently. I don't feel like I'm emotionally devastated and can never come back from it. I might have misplaced hope currently. I knew that's what he was doing. I knew that the arc was doing this entire time. He's so much smarter than they all give him credit for. I think my favorite part about that chapter was seeing the different dragons. I think it's fun as we're in other people's heads to see how the dragons and their bonds really react. And I feel like we're doing a good job of seeing a couple different types while still keeping dragon mannerisms and rider mannerisms. But I personally didn't really care about Quinn. I never spent enough time to really care about her, but I obviously love, I can never say her name, but Emotion. And I like seeing the moment with Garrick because I do personally really like Garrick. I just don't think we ever get enough time with him. I don't know how I feel about that because I'm not sure if I'm loving switching people's POVs in general. I don't hate it either, but I just really feel like being with Violet hits me harder than being with the other people because I'm so used to her emotions and I like level with what she's been through. And I just feel like specifically in this book, we haven't had a lot of time to spend with characters, so I don't care as much about the other characters. 15 minutes left. Let's buckle up. Who's ready to cry? This little thingy at the start of chapter 64, Auric is definitely onto something. I told you, it has the power to see some stuff. He has to with his gift. I knew it. He's a fucking precog. I knew it. And I knew Andarna would come back. Her Duke. This is her Duke, not his Duke. Xaden about to be gone for book 4. Oh my god, it's a Xaden POV. I'm not ready. For Becca Yaros, I'm not ready. I don't feel broken. It's weird to leave a Fourth Wing book not feeling broken. I actually don't know what to make of that ending. I'm gonna sleep on it. I'm gonna tell you tomorrow my final thoughts because, like, it feels anticlimactic. I wanted to be devastated, and I feel not bad. I think there's a little bit too much foreshadowing maybe for me, because, like, I knew he was gone when I saw the Her Duke for sure. Like, that really cemented my predictions. And I'm assuming Garrick went with him. And that's, like, the brother that he was talking about. Let's talk through my final thoughts on Onyx Storm together. I braided my hair yesterday, as you guys saw, and now it's poof central because I'm a hairbrusher. I like to braid my hair and then take a straightener or curling wand and just, like, curl some pieces, and specifically I like to curl the ends to make them look a little bit better. I think it does look a little bit better for me personally and how I prefer my hair, but it gets very poofy pretty fast. Onyx Storm. I think I'm giving this book 5 stars. I really contemplated this, I'm not gonna lie, because in some ways it feels like more of a 4-star. There are elements of this book that it just didn't give me the 5-star feeling. I can't lie. It just did not give me the 5-star feeling. But I'm still gonna give it 5-star because I think as I had major complaints about, like, the side characters and some of the pacing and things like that. But when watching the footage, I cried like 8 times. And how can a book that made me feel so emotional not give me those feelings? And in some ways, I think it was because I had so much expectations on this story and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to make this vlog and things like that I just was, like, so in my head about the story that I couldn't just, like, give over to the vibes, which I think is a me thing, not the story thing. And also, I'm gonna try not to cry here. I know for so many of you that this is not YA. I get that. I get that this is an adult story because it has a lot of smut. However, high school Cassidy, this would have made her feel seen. This would have made her know her worth. This series could have changed the way I felt about myself, could have changed some of the things I let people put me through. Oh my god. I wish that I had read this when I was 16. I don't want to cry, I need to film a video after this. But this series touches a special place in my heart for me, and I think that it can't get not a 5-star because I felt so connected to Violet. I feel so connected to her story. And it's weird to say that because there's no part of me that is really that alike to Violet, but she's, like, who I wish I was or had been. And I feel like the writing just, like, kind of speaks to my soul a little bit. So 5 stars, because it makes me feel like this. For good or for worse, it makes me feel something, and I love that. The ending, I feel like I need to speak on the ending just because I wanted it to hurt a little bit more than it did. For me personally, switching to a different POV didn't really hurt me in the end because I was like, oh, I care about the character that I'm in, but I did not care about who was dying in those stories, in those POVs. I feel like they didn't hit that hard for me because I hadn't spent a lot of time with those characters specifically in this book, and it had been so long. I guess maybe a reread would have helped me feel a little bit more connected. But I do think that I was expecting this book to hurt, and I think that maybe she was trying to go easy on us and that the next one is going to be painful. I guess it felt too happy. The ending felt too happy for me, and I know that what happens with Xaden feels like it's not happy. But I just knew that was gonna happen. Like, there was no way that this story could end and Xaden wasn't going to lose control. I actually thought he was gonna lose control way earlier in the story, and I kind of wanted him to do that because I just didn't feel the pressure of him losing control in this story, and I think that would have helped me. Like, the stakes didn't feel high enough, even though they were high, they just didn't feel high. I'm so scared for Riddick in the next book, can't lie, because they spent so much time on his character in this book that I'm like, is she trying to fool us into feeling for him so that she can rip our hearts out? Probably. Anyways, I am very excited for the next book. I love this series. I love what it does, but also I need to shout out something. I'm also curious if this is why I didn't love this installment just as much, because this third installment reminds me of my favorite series of all time. If you love this and you have not read The Aurelian Cycle by Rosaria Munda, this is a must. This is my favorite series of all time. It's a revolution, a rebellion. It does have dragons, but the dragons are not alike. And there is romance per se, but it's not Xaden Violet romance. But the way that this hit the revolution parts for me sticks in my brain rent free. The way that this speaks on power corrupting, history being rewritten, and things like that hits so hard that, like, this book did good. It did really good at it, but like it didn't hit as much as this one did. So potentially that could have ruined my enjoyment too, but like, please read this. Like, this is so good. I hope you had a great time spending your Onyx Storm time with me and hearing every random babble that I had during this. If you'd like to continue watching my content, I'll leave this video on the screen for you to check out. If you'd like to leave an emoji just to say you were here, leave me a weapon emoji, and have yourselves an absolutely remarkable day.